on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I'm a little all over the place with this one because what I can relate it to most, I typically don't care for, but I like this, the way the twist comes across, which we'll dive into. Interesting. It's very interesting. It's from Dumont. It's Tresador Mystique. And this was sent to me by the good folks over at Perfume Box. They've sent several Dumont fragrances my way. I sure appreciate them doing so. It gives me an opportunity to really explore the house and do these reviews for you guys and expand my palette and experiences, obviously. For those of you not familiar with Perfume Box, they are an online discounter that is an exclusive distributor of Dumont, but they also carry all kinds of other affordable Middle Eastern fragrances, designers, niche luxury fragrances. Their competitive prices with all the other discounters. They've really hit the scene pretty hard as of late. So there's a link down below with the discount code if you're interested in checking anything out, including the fragrance we're talking about today. Them sending this my way has nothing, and I mean nothing, to do with what I'm going to think about this fragrance. I'm never influenced by a free bottle or a sponsored video or anything like that. I feel what I feel at all times, and I always tell you guys what it is with me. So let's dive into this review. Stay tuned. Gotta look at the bottle. I love the Tresador line bottles, the curvature to it, the contour, the thickness of the glass. It definitely feels like some quality glass. Sergio Valenti is the subsidiary brand to this. I wouldn't recommend pulling it from the cap because some of them are snugger than others, but it does slip off relatively easy. Very thick metal-based cap with a little bit of plastic filling it. Ceiling fan is on, so it's going to blow directly at me and down really fast, but it's a great atomizer, as you can see. But let's get into the scent. So I have the notes on screen, and it is a similar note breakdown to Santal 33. That's the only thing I could relate it to, but the violet, see, I was about to even call it violet. The iris here smells more like violet. It's got this slight earthy feel. There's woods here, like a woody vetiver, and I believe it's a cedar note. So it's a woody floral that when it dries in the deeper dry down, I get this rich vanilla-like sweetness. And I'm typically not a fan of Santal 33. It's one of the few iris fragrances that just ain't for me. I've never wanted to secure a bottle. I've never been interested in having a bottle. I've given it many chances over the years to see if it would just grow on me, because I've always wanted to like it. And Dossier has a clone that I really like. I've always liked their version. That's one of the few times I was like, can't believe I like a Santal 33 profile. Where this is very much a Santal 33 profile is what I get from it. But the way it's done here with the slight musky tone and the way the woods come across with this particular violety iris smell, it's not real waxy. It's not super earthy. It doesn't smell like that makeup bag, lipstick, waxy designer type of iris. They blended it pretty well here. The quality's really good, and I surprisingly enjoy this one. When I figured out it reminds me of Santal 33, I was like, wow, I actually quite like this. And I normally, like I said, normally not a Santal 33 guy, which usually surprises a lot of people because it's a heralded high praise iris-based fragrance, woody iris fragrance, and I've never been a Santal 33 guy. It just doesn't work for me. It doesn't speak to me. I don't hate it, but I never liked it. I really like this one. I would take this 11 out of 10 times over Santal 33. It's just something about the way it's blended, maybe, because it's not a massive twist and drastic change from it. I mean, it's still the same woody floral for the most part, but the sweetness here I find is a little bit different. Maybe that's what does it. Who knows? But if you're looking for kind of a better smelling twist on Santal 33, you might want to look into this. Now, as far as performance, 8+ hours longevity, easy. That's been the case. It's a running thing with Dumont. All of their fragrances perform. Even their fresh stuff, the heavier the fragrance, the crazier the projection and sillage and longevity. But 8+ hours longevity. Not a monster projector. I would call it average stuff, moderate arm's reach kind of stuff for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And then the same thing with the sillage, where it kind of falls into that moderate sillage still, where it's pretty consistent. There's not much of a drop off that I find from its projection to the scent bubble and sillage that you're going to be left with for the majority and remainder of the fragrance's lifespan on skin. I don't really get a lot of nose fatigue to this one. I don't really go that nose blind to it. Sure, there's a certain level of anosmia that sets in, but nothing where it ever fades or seems really weak or I can't smell it. I do constantly get reminders of it with certain movements and the way I turn my head or take a step back and kind of fall back into the sillage, the scent cloud that I have around me. Overall, I would call it an above average performer literally across the board. Now, my final thoughts on this one is it not perplexing, but definitely surprises me that I actually enjoy it, especially when I figured out that it's in the realm, in the vein of Santal 33 that I'm typically not a fan of. So I got to give Dumont their credit here because they took something that I typically don't like and made it better. Kind of wild to think of. It's a lot cheaper, obviously, than the Labo Santal 33. That's the interesting thing. This particular line, it's not the expected fragrances to kind of make twists on and inspired versions of. Because, I mean, literally right next to me, I got Celestia. This is the one to beat in this line for me. It's like Trajan from Electimus with more oak moss. It's really good. This is the third fragrance I've reviewed in this line, and I'm a fan. This is 8 out of 10. It's a great fragrance. It's, you know, slightly above average performance. It's nothing crazy. It's not beastly like some of their other ones. Like this was a beast compared to this. Celestia is a much better performer than this, but it's still a pretty strong fragrance. Again, it's above average, very strong across the board. But that drops its score down cumulatively because I put the scent alone in like the 8.5 range. So performance would have had to be a cumulative 9. Wearability here is decent. That helps its score stay in that great range as well because my own personal wearability factors into my overall scores for these fragrances. So I look at my daily life because I got to give you guys, these reviews are based on my experience, what they are for me. So my personal wearability in situations for these fragrances matters with the score and the review I'm going to give you guys. For any of you wondering, well, that doesn't apply to me. No, it doesn't apply to you, but I'm giving you my experiences with it, right? So I would say more times than not, this is wearable. Not the best high heat fragrance, but it's really not that bad because it's high heat out here and I've been wearing it for said things. I literally wore it yesterday at the recording of this. And yeah, it's been pretty good. I would say 8 out of 10, great. It can work in the evenings. It's not an ideal choice in the evenings to me. Slightly more formal settings where you want to be a little bit more muted and subdued, not be daring and stand out. It works, but I like stuff a little bit more daring for situations like that. So that drops it down a little bit, but it kind of, it's good at a lot, great at nothing. Is basically the way I would rank its wearability. It's good in a lot of situations, great at none of them really. So it's like I don't find an ideal setting for this one where it kind of works in all of them. Works in all of them, excels greatly in none of them. So hope that makes sense for you guys. 8 out of 10. Well, that's my thoughts and feelings on Tresador Mystique from Dumont. Thank you for Perfume Box for sending this my way. I have been having a blast testing through this house because they've got a lot to offer. Variety of qualities, price levels, performance levels, different profiles with twists and hybrids and just navigating all over the place through the scent profiles. I've grown to really like Dumont. And this Tresador line has been pretty damn good, I gotta say. So thank you again. Perfume Box, link down below if you want to check them out. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, because I do appreciate all the feedback. Love hearing from you guys. Who's tried this? What do you think about it? Similar assessment? Different assessment? I don't know. Let me know down below. But until next time, I will say if you get your hands on this and you give it a spray now, you never know. You might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.